In this video, we delve into one of the most intriguing theories from HBO's House of the Dragon. Is Aemond Targaryen the father of Helena's third baby? Join us as we explore the intricate relationships, political intrigue, and hidden motives within the Targaryen family. We'll analyze key moments from the series, discuss character motivations, and examine the implications of this theory on the overall storyline. Whether you're a die-hard fan of George R.R. Martin's universe or just curious about the latest developments in the show, this video will provide you with insights and theories you won't want to miss. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Even though House of the Dragon is a bit different from other adaptations because it's based on Fire and Blood, a book by George R.R. Martin written as if it's a history of the Targaryen family, there are some creative changes that set the HBO series apart from the book. For example, Alicent Hightower, played by Olivia Cooke, and Rhaenyra Targaryen, played by Emma Darcy, are shown as childhood friends of the same age. Laenor Velaryon, played by John Macmillan, pretends to die, and Aemond Targaryen, played by Ewan Mitchell, doesn't kill his brother during the Battle of Rook's Rest. As the team works on Season 3, there's one detail from Fire and Blood that the show still hasn't included. Aegon II, played by Tom Glynn-Carney, and Helaena Targaryen, played by Phia Saban, third and youngest child, Prince Maelor. Leaving Maelor out of House of the Dragon has already changed the blood and cheese tragedy without affecting the main story too much. However, his absence will complicate things going forward. The chance to naturally introduce Maelor into the series is running out, especially since the Season 2 finale reveals that one of Aegon's, parts is injured beyond repair. This means he can't have more children. There is one possible solution, though it might be unsettling or over the top, or both, Aemond. But how likely is this option? In Fire and Blood, Maelor is just 2 years old when the Dance of the Dragon starts, making him 4 years younger than his twin siblings, Jaehaerys and Rhaenyra. Sadly, his first major appearance is during the Blood and Cheese event. Unlike in House of the Dragon, where the hired assassin's blood, played by Sam C. Wilson, and Cheese, played by Mark Stobbart, force Helaena to point out which of the sleeping twins is her only son, the book presents a different scenario. In Fire and Blood, Blood and Cheese give Helaena a tragic choice. Decide which of her sons will be killed. Overwhelmed with grief, Helaena chooses Maelor. Blood and Cheese then taunt the young Maelor, saying, "You hear that, little boy? Your mama wants you dead." And they cruelly execute Jaehaerys instead. Maelor quickly becomes Aegon's next and only heir. When Aegon and Larry Strong, played by Matthew Needham, flee King's Landing, Larys also helps Maelor and Rhaenyra escape. However, while trying to avoid capture by Team Black, poor Maelor and his loyal protector, Ser Rickard Thorne, played by Vincent Regan, are brutally killed in Bitterbridge, a town controlled by Rhaenyra. Enraged by his nephew's death, Daeron Targaryen, Alicent's fourth child with Viserys, played by Paddy Considine, destroys Bitterbridge with his dragon, Tessarion. As House of the Dragon heads into its third season, Maelor's presence is key to two major storylines. Daeron and Tessarion officially joining the war, and Aegon and Larys disappearing. Burning Bitterbridge would be a strong moment for Daeron, who has only been briefly hinted at with a teaser shot of Tessarion in the Season 2 finale. The easiest fix for the show's no Maelor issue, besides coming up with an entirely new plot, could be replacing Maelor's death with Jaehaerys. However, if Rhaenyra dies during the Dance of the Dragons, it creates new complications. If showrunner Ryan Condal plans to bring Maelor into the story, and unless Helaena is currently pregnant with Aegon's last child, one big question remains. Cue the talk show host voice, who's the father? This question brings us back to Season 1. Fans quickly speculated that Helaena and Aemond might have a romantic connection. A theory even suggested that Aemond could be the real father of Helena's twins, which got so much attention that Ewan Mitchell and Phia Saban had to address it. In an exclusive chat with Collider, Saban mentioned that a relationship between Helaena and Aemond isn't completely out of the question, and both actors agreed that the siblings are closer than they are with their other siblings. With Aemond settling into his role as Prince Regent so seamlessly, there's been growing speculation in Season 2 about whether Aemond might end up resolving the Maelor issue. Given Helaena and Aemond's tense interactions this season, it's unlikely they've had a secret affair. at least not one with enough emotional weight to address or hint at. After their dramatic exchange on the balcony in the Season 2 finale, it seems Helaena wouldn't be interested in any future encounters without significant story changes. The usually reserved queen now shows a strong resolve with her prophetic visions, giving her a clarity and power that Aemond's growing frustration and anger can't compete with. The only option left for Aemond is to threaten her life. Still, other relationships in House of the Dragon have developed from less, and House Targaryen is known for its unhealthy dynamics. There's also the disturbing possibility of Aemond assaulting his sister, driven by anger, lust, a desire for control, or some misguided attempt to secure his claim to the throne, or maybe all of these motives. It's safe to say that this is not something audiences are eager to see. Despite Aemond's growing rage, sexual violence doesn't fit with how he's expressed his anger so far or with how House of the Dragon has handled assault. Aegon is the one documented as a rapist, and he and Aemond are very different in almost every way. However, as Aemond increasingly gives in to his darker side, it's clear that anything is possible, even though this scenario remains unlikely. Alice Rivers, played by Gail Rankin, adds another layer of complexity to the story. Even without Helaena and her dragon Dreamfire, Aemond manages to reclaim Harrenhal from Team Black in Fire and Blood. When he meets Alice, they start a passionate romantic relationship. After Aemond's death at the God's Eye, Alice claims she is pregnant with his trueborn child and asserts that their offspring is the rightful heir to the Iron Throne. She eventually raises a ragtag army, using her claim and her newfound power as the Witch Queen of Harrenhal to further her ambitions. Unless House of the Dragon's version of Alice decides to seduce and manipulate Aemond because it's her best option among bad choices, it's unlikely she would willingly become involved with or be controlled by a would-be conqueror. From what we've seen of her character, Alice would be more inclined to put Aemond through some kind of psychological torment, poison him in his sleep, or verbally tear him apart until he's cornered. Fire and Blood doesn't clarify Alice's true motivations for her relationship with Aemond or the details of their dynamic, aside from Aemond being infatuated. This leaves the show's writers with a lot of creative freedom. Given this, House of the Dragon might blend story elements for simplicity, similar to how they seem to have merged Rhaenyra Targaryen, played by Phoebe Campbell, with Nettles, a character from the books who tames the dragon Sheepstealer, an animal Rhaenyra herself finds in the Vale. It's possible that Helaena could replace Alice as Aemond's favored lady, especially since in Fire and Blood, Aemond uses Alice visions to his advantage. If Helaena gives birth to a child who then dies as an infant, it would be a painful twist. Likewise, Helaena having Aegon's last child, especially if her visions have already predicted the child's tragic fate, would add a dramatic layer to the story.